don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure that's part of the bouncer. Well, the episode 15 of the Mainly Wrestling Show. I'm Jack Milner. She's Lissy Almeida, the face of Coastal Championship Wrestling. He's John Jacobs, the face of the Jacobs household. We're here to look at the Monday Night Raw episode from October the 27th, 1997. We are in the midst, the deep dives of the Monday Night Wars. Bret Hart is on his way out. Sad time for Vince McMahon. It's a great time for the clip. Shawn Michaels is throwing his crotch in whoever's face he fancies at the time. Lissy, you're a woman who's close to Shawn Michaels' heart, amongst other things.
You mean the other way around? Shawn Michaels is close to my heart.
6 of one, half of the other. I think we're basically the part of 12 days away from Survivor Series. What do you remember of this time where Shawn becomes a complete degenerate? Is that the term for it?
Yeah. Well, it was a hard time as a Shawn Michaels fan because it was a hard time, right? Because like I was a lifelong Shawn Michaels fan, well documented, of course. And you're like, wow, like he's kind of acting like a jackass. A lot of it was funny.
So out of character.
It was just so different from who we knew him to be. You know, when you go back a year, right? Boyhood dream Shawn Michaels. Fast forward. Yeah, like boyhood dream Shawn Michaels has Jose Lothario behind him.
Anyone with his granddad there, he's got to be a nice guy.
Yeah, like, you know, going down when he's coming down to the ring, he's hugging all the fans and he's like such a, you know, a warm and loving guy. And then now he just kind of like did that 180 and he's a totally different Shawn Michaels. Not that we didn't enjoy this Shawn Michaels, it's hilarious as hell. But just thinking about watching at that time, I was like, wow, like, who is this guy? I don't know him anymore. But we had to go through that so DX could be born, right?
We've got to go through a little bit of grief to get to the good stuff, right? This is like counselling. We've got to go through a little bit of heartbreak so you get to the happy ending. JJ, late October 97, I know you're still relatively new to it. Would you consider this not yet the Monday Night Wars, or is this just like the precursor to?
I feel like this is like close to the start of the Monday Night Wars, right? Like things hadn't quite got to. I feel like when Stone Cold was a huge thing, that was like the proper start of the Monday Night Wars. So this is like just leading up to it, right? I obviously wasn't watching at the time. People that actually watch this regularly know that, but yeah, this was.
You think he's young now? So watch it seem when it's clean shaven.
But it kind of was that, right? Like
this was kind of like that transition time, right?
It was kind of, the Monday Night Wars was huge, but again, the WWF had changed the narrative, right? So they were getting bitch slapped every Monday night, but because Vince was able to
bitch slapped.
not bitch slapped. By the way, happy birthday, Stacey Keever. That's different Vince McMahon story, allegedly. So yeah, at the time, WWF were getting absolutely battered in the ratings, but they changed the narrative and said that the Monday Night Wars were really 98, 99. Well, really, Nitro went to Monday nights on the first week in September 1995, and ever since been 96, we're winning the Monday Night Wars. As you say, Lissy, when Hall and Nash moved across, that was the game changer that proved to be self-evident. So yeah, we're going to watch the October 27th. We'll crack on because we're short of time tonight. October 29th, 1997 episode of Monday Night Raw. If you're on a network like us good people, it's
October 27th. Sorry, you said October 29th. October 27th, 97.
Oh.
Sorry. You know, if anyone wants to watch along.
Raw-6142. We'll put the link in the comments below, as we always do. Don't we, JJ?
Just do it.
You know us.
You know, on that YouTube channel, all over it. Lissy, if you're on the cock, where do you go?
If you are on that cock, it is Monday Night Raw, Season 5, Episode 41, October 27th, 1997.
Not Season 5. And we're going to click play in 3, 2, 1.
I hate the season format. It drives me crazy.
Well, you know what? Last week was the season premiere of Raw, right? First of all, season premiere. It's a premiere.
So that runs 52 weeks a year. I know. But
it's wasn't even a good season premiere.
Well, you know, it's fall,
but
right?
You get, John, do you get the joke? We were choking the chicken Look at those four cocks over there.
Do you know
Four
what? I
cocks.
actually watched like the whole of Raw for the first time in a long time, except for the DX reunion. Like, I just didn't care. Like, good for Hunter. He
Not
probably
Hunter.
came pretty close to dying a couple of years ago, and now he's had a nice moment in the ring with his pal.
Back on
But
top, buddy.
I'm not that interested in watching it. I've seen it enough times. I know this shtick. I am not a 12-year-old kid anymore.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, just
anyway, hold on, pause. Shout out to my friend Chico Adams, who had a cute little segment with DX backstage and did the quick one in the ring with the giant.
not the quick one in the ring.
I have to make it
Look at
inappropriate.
JJ's
I have
face,
to make
man.
it
If ever a
inappropriate,
face was made to be like the straight guy in comedy, not the quick one in the ring.
I have to keep up with you guys. You guys have that like quick, witty English humor, and like it's so hard to keep up.
Like, so, listen, have you ever watched a guy called Jimmy Carr?
I think I know who he is.
Right. So
but I've
Jimmy
never
Carr was in
watched.
Gibraltar last weekend. Right. Apparently very good. I didn't get to see him. John is very much of the Jimmy Carr variety.
He's like,
But I do pay my taxes, so
And hasn't had a hair transplant either. So
it was quite funny. So a friend of mine who watches wrestling stumbled across this podcast and was like,
plug him. Give him a shout out. We'll clip it up. We'll tag him.
he said it was shit and he's never going to watch again.
By the way, what the fuck
but-
is The Rock wearing here? What is that shirt? Just He's a pirate. That is horrendous.
a lot.
That's
You know what though?
ridiculous.
He was still finding himself. Okay, like the nation was. This was a weird time because like this was too many racist jokes that would never be on TV today type of vibe. It was them, the bike gang. Who else? It was just
DOA.
the Boricuas.
Yeah. Los
It was like-
Boricuas.
They had like
Puerto
the race
Ricans.
wars going on. It's like, are we in jail? Sorry, JJ.
Anyway,
keep
so
going.
this guy was like,
Vince's
yeah,
outfit, by the way.
I
Not bad.
watched about a minute of it. The other guy said something about if you're on the cock, and JJ didn't even flinch. So too highbrow for me. That was it.
Sounds fair.
Can't sell it, brother.
No Cell Jones over here.
You'll be all right.
By the way, how many times did Taz use the word Jones on his commentary this week? I
Did not
counted.
clock
I
that.
counted 12.
Jesus, what? I
Cardio
did not
Jones.
notice that at all.
Cardio. Well, it's his gimmick. So I used to listen to Taz's podcast, but when he had a radio show in New York. It was really funny. He was a bit more looser, and he'd commentate on wrestling and give his impressions of angles and stuff. And he's kind of brought that now that he's able to be happy, smiley, babyface Taz in the desk. He does that. But if you listen to the commentary, everything will be like, "Oh, look at this guy, Hurricane." That's something like, Jumpy Jack Jones over here dodging that. 12. Wow.
The fact that you're counting is
Farouk
hilarious.
is on a mad one.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me turn up my volume.
When
I
did
love-
Ron Simmons get his teeth fixed? Asking for a friend. Because that gap in his tooth was gone by like 2002.
Probably when I got my teeth fixed.
I feel like it
The
was
sign
there
there,
before.
the stunner knows no colour. Look at that. WWF doing wonders for Vince McMahon solved racism before Cody Rhodes did in 2021. It's great to hear.
Thanks, Dave.
Real bad.
This is 2 weeks after. If you follow at Wrestling 80s 90s on Twitter, you will know that The Rock got stunned by Stone Cold for the first time 2 weeks before this, which builds to their Intercontinental title feud.
And
Let-
here he's a Rocket League member. Is that what this is?
Let's track it
Is that what
because
it's called? No, Team
The
Rocket.
Rock's-
Team Rocket.
history lesson. We've got to actually not track it anymore. Listen,
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes,
Totally.
absolutely.
you need the floor.
Should I go on? Should I go on?
Please do.
No, I mean Canada is like I should just move there.
I feel the same.
It's like a little bit closer here, but same value system and same like healthcare system, all that like the UK has. Anywho, no, I mean obviously like there's racism everywhere. I think that's kind of what Brett's trying to say is that like it's I think he's trying to paint it that it's better in Canada, but like from a historical perspective, Canada was a safe haven for runaway slaves because obviously it was a different country. Slavery was abolished there. So runaway slaves, if they could make it as far north as Canada, they knew that they were very safe. So thanks, Canada.
Wait, let me just pause that and go back 10 seconds, because what Shawn Michaels said then was,
what did he said, as Peter would say?
He called Bret Hart the Grand Wizard. So
oh, that's real bad.
Right, I'm going to take that back. If you go back on your time, so 7:59, JJ, are you on that time?
Going back.
Because
so do you know what that is?
I know the Grand Wizard is. I also know he was a
7:59.
wrestling manager in the WWF in the 70s. And to quote one of your lines, Lissy, would never happen.
Would never happen.
Would never.
Am I pressing play at 7:59?
In 3 October, yesterday, 97 episode of Raw, and there was such a weird shift with DX being like the forefront of things, right, and kind of the Hart Foundation, which was like July, August, September. They were the main thing. They were the main deal. And then you look at this like 13th, 27th Raw. Oh, what the fuck? Shawn Michaels has gone on national television in front of 3-4 million people and has called Bret Hart a racist using the N-word.
No, it's not just racist. Like, the highest tier of racist. He said that he referred to him as the Grand Wizard.
Grand Wizard.
Like, that's like the big boss of the KKK.
The Grand Wizard with a KKK.
He's the final boss. He just said that Bret Hart is the final boss in the KKK. First of all.
And now Owens up against Ahmed Johnson. Well, I mean,
this would never be
long-term booking.
Like, this would literally never be on TV today. Like, never, ever, 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 ever. Like, it's just so inappropriate. It's so bad. It's so wrong on so many levels.
It's just so weird how you'd even try to.
It's in very poor
tap
taste.
Into racial tensions for.
Yeah, very poor taste. I'm sorry, and I usually don't go off like this, but it went on too long. Like. They said that
that has to be shown, though, right?
That was bad.
He knows he's painting Bret in a certain light, and he's just thinking, "Fuck it, I'm going to go with this. I'm enjoying myself." And then something's happened where he said, "Like, I think a message got through to the ring saying, charge the ring, start a brawl."
Yeah, like, well, the thing is, they created that space for this type of chat to be allowed in any type of promo. You know that. Like, Vince was probably like, oh, that's a great shit.
I love Fat Girls. Tremendous.
Oh my God. I love these promos.
By the way, Rick Rude in 89 was amazing. Rick Rude, 89 to about 91 before he left WWF.
Okay, so Rick Rude, when he cut his hair, because he had those big Jerry curls, I think when he cut his hair, I think it was like 1990-ish, 1991. Yep. When he cut his hair, but he was still shredded, that was like the best version of Rick Rude, in my opinion.
He was, because he was the IC champion one year, I want to say in 89, when he was managed by Bobby Heenan. And then if he went a bit more serious, then he got rid of the stripper type music.
I did love the stripper music, though. It was great.
This is weird because they're trying to build Triple H into main event player here as Shawn is obviously suck it as soon as he got to the curtain.
What a terrible person.
Wow. This is the guy who's running the company right now. And the guy next to you is running NXT.
Yeah, like they're number one and number two. It's actually funny because like you see that the way that they've come full circle in their lives, right? Like if you said in 1997 watching this and you're like, these two guys are going to be the bosses in 25 years.
You know what? And you did like Tim White and Goldust, right? Goldust is the guy head of creative. Tim White's running the company.
He'd be like, are you on drugs? Stop.
So Triple H, he still does the bow and then turns it into a crotch chop.
Because he was in between. He wasn't really Triple H yet.
Hunter, he was, well, let's see.
Here we go. But No,
Just for the people
let's
watching at
stop
home, that's
talking like
13
that,
minutes, 38, 39, 40 before the first Triple H reference was. Not as bad as JJ. You'll be attesting to Ladies' Night from the guys at World Culture. And this is Ladies' Night, and it's
No.
By the way,
What is
the
that?
women's match on Dynamite was the best match on the show last week, in my opinion.
Thank you.
I honestly thought the Orange Cassidy match was brilliant.
I just don't like Orange Cassidy and
I know you
Pac.
don't,
Yeah,
but-
so it's hard. I skipped through it. I'm not
Orange
gonna-
Cassidy.
Just bored of
Is
him.
Cassidy
And the thing is, for me,
unreal.
like the All Atlantic title means nothing. Like literally nothing.
I was gonna say, so do you hold on, wait, because I know that there's like a list, right, of things that you hate. Is it spot matches, Orange Cassidy, the Young Bucks? Is that like 1, 2, 3? Like, or is there? Am I wrong?
So
Does it change?
when I saw that Jericho, so the promo package for Danielson on the builds of the show was fucking tremendous. It showed Dragon in his ROH debut, main event in the first show, showed him as the ROH World Champion in 05. He's a world champion for 550 odd days, whatever. And then it came like I'm watching it an hour and 12, and Ace Danielson coming out like, how is this not the main event? It's a Ring of Honor world title. What? And then stupid finish, Daniel Garcia, And then by the time they came out for the main event, not interested. My God, I sound like Jim fucking Cornette.
Honestly, Orange Cassidy is so talented, and I feel like people just shit on him because of his gimmick, but he is unreal in the ring.
But it's not him, it's kind of Pac as well. Like, why should I care about Pac?
His gimmick is no, first of all, it's very original. Nobody else is doing it. And like, I like that he's so unbothered and he doesn't show like a lot of enthusiasm and stuff like that. Because then when he does show it once in a while, it's actually special.
I don't like the orange punch either. Just a punch. But
Okay.
it's a Roman Reigns thing, right?
Yeah. I could do without that.
It's the same
Well,
finisher as like the biggest guy in wrestling right now. So.
I was gonna say, and he's obviously like in shape and whatever, but he's not like such
Roman's
a big
twice the
guy
size of it. Yeah,
that you're like, oh, this is believable. So okay, we can agree there.
Yeah, it's like you get a big punch of the 6'4" or the 6'2" guy who's like 280 pounds, or the guy's 190.
Yeah.
I always used to think Roman Reigns' finisher was shit anyway. Like
I don't even know what his finisher is.
the Superman punch.
Is that
Just
the same?
talking about
No, the spear, right? Yeah, the spear.
Oh,
He has a spear too.
Yeah, Superman punch. But like, I remember when. Okay, I wasn't really watching when he was first coming through like NXT and stuff, and first on the main roster. But when I did start watching it again, like I was just like, he had so many like main event matches where it would just be like punch, like Superman punch, Superman punch, Superman punch. Can't get the pin. 5 more Superman punches. Oh, we got the pin. Like, and this is like 10 years ago or whatever.
And I've been brought up by Bret Hart, right, and Ric Flair, and then to Bryan Danielson. And you watch these guys, you just go, big move, finisher. Like, it's just a bit. I loved, again, I mentioned the women's match. I loved the finishing sequence between Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida, and the pins, and then I can't remember the name of it. What's it called? Not a cradle. It was a. Listen, you didn't watch it. It's fine. You're done. You were too busy being schmoozed in London. It's fine. It was like what was you know what I mean, JJ?
No,
It was the pinning sequence. It was bang, bang, and then she got the leverage and 1, 2, 3.
Excuse me, I want to say this. I had intentions to watch the shows, but
Giggity.
I don't. Huh?
Carry on.
No,
Carry
it's
on.
like it's the time change.
Welcome
and
to our
then-
fucking world. Yeah,
I don't
hard,
know how
isn't
you guys
it?
do it. I really don't know how you guys do it. It's the time change, and then realistically, like by the next day, I don't really want to watch it because I've seen everything already on Instagram.
AEW's
So like
already posted everything on social media. Yeah.
everything, they don't listen. They post so quickly, like it's a bam, 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 right after it happens. Even while the match is still going on, they're posting. So
And that was
I don't really
why
feel like I need to.
That was why I didn't really watch the main event as well, because I'd already seen the spoiler just saying, nice bum by Triple H, by the way. Orange Cassidy is a new All Atlantic champion. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you saw it and you're like, all
And I'm
right,
thinking,
cool.
like,
Move
oh.
on.
well,
See, on a Thursday morning, I will wake up, not open any social media on my phone, and then first thing I'll do is watch Dynamite.
yeah, but JJ,
You have such
you're not an
self-control.
influencer. Oh, big shot by China.
John has such good self-control. Like I wish I could be like you.
That is true. Look at his beard right now. He's got very good self-control.
Yes.
I'm so confused how that's linked together, but sure.
Because you're not drinking in October, that's what he means.
Because you're drinking alcohol-free beer, darling.
Yeah.
I can't do the Lissy voice of trying to be
Darling.
English. Why is Sean on the commentary table? And
Why not?
Have you seen him before? When is he not on the commentary table?
but this is such a shift again from 2 weeks ago. So Cornette for about 8 weeks did these. I'm Jim Cornette, and that's my opinion because I think he was doing a rant in the backstage area on something, and someone said you should do that on TV. That's brilliant. Did you someone said to him, did you pre-rehearse
He
that?
was just going in.
No, I was just ranting. So the one he did 2 weeks ago, yesterday, was on Phil Mushnick. I've got no idea who Phil Mushnick is, but apparently he's a guy from the New York Times. Oh my God, it's Bill Watts. That's JR's hero. The guy used to run Mid-South Wrestling. Oh, Sonny he's enjoying that hug from Sonny.
Oklahoma legend.
Jerry and Jack Briscoe, the world tag champions. That's Jack Briscoe was one of the greatest NWA champions of all time.
And in the spirit
Oh my God! If you look,
Wait,
sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. No, we'll talk.
Danny
about
Hodge is Jim Ross's hero.
I was gonna say.
He was the light heavyweight champion, but he was like 5'9", but he was like one of the best shooters of all time. Jim Ross
Danny
loves
fucking
him.
Hodge.
I don't know anything about him apart from Jim Ross can't speak any higher of a man than Danny Hodge.
Danny Hodge is a legend.
How do you know Danny Hodge?
How don't I know Danny Hodge? I know wrestling. I know that.
Oh my God.
I
My
do,
name's
but I
Leslie
know
Almeida, and I'm part of the business. Over to you guys in the ring.
Are you kidding me? Danny Hodge, he was so strong. He used to put an apple in his hand and just like squeeze it and break it. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah, I can't do it.
To juice an apple with your hand. He was still doing it at like 80 something years old. He's the cutest. Rest his soul. He just died like 2 years ago.
So they're making a story out of the fact that Owen Hart broke Austin's neck.
John, have you never heard of Danny Hodge before?
Never heard of him.
Danny
In the
fucking
60s and in the 60s and the 70s, right? He was one of the biggest draws in the what would you call the area? Like Oklahoma, Louisiana,
Mid-South.
Kent? Not really.
That's actually that's like the beginning of
east of the Mississippi River.
Yeah, so it's like the beginning of it's cowboy country, the Southwest. That's what it's called. Also, just
Cowboy
really quick shout out to the Briscoes because they represent the Native American culture, and we just celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day this week. I know this is probably coming out later in the month, but that was the holiday that we celebrated on Monday.
Jerry
Every time
Briscoe
we see
is a
Ahmed
very
Johnson-
vocal. Is it called Okie? Is that right term?
Every time we see Ahmed Johnson, I just can't believe like that he just wasn't like one of the biggest stars. Like he just looks the part, right?
Who,
But
Ahmed?
he can't
Yeah.
work.
He couldn't do anything, and he was always
That
hurt.
matters.
What's your finishing move, Ahmed? I could put some baby. So my voice has gone very deep here. That's mildly racist.
No, and he was
I can put some
always
baby
hurt, though,
on.
wasn't he? Wasn't he like injury prone too? Like they couldn't
All the
couldn't
time.
do anything with him.
So if you listen back, he injured Farouk really bad. Again, Ron Simmons is like one of the toughest guys the business ever seen. His jersey was retired at Florida State. In Florida State University, he's like a god. And Ahmed is really green and stiff. Ron Simmons pretty bad, pretty up. So when he came back from injury, I want to say 2 months later, Ron Simmons beat the shit out of him in the ring at the Garden. You listen to Stone Cold podcast, he said it was a sellout of the curtain because we knew Ron Simmons was going to fuck this guy up. And I think, yeah, that was it. He was done pretty much after that match. He never wrestled in the WF again because I want to say like a punctured liver or a kidney. It was something.
Kidney. I
Kidney,
think.
yeah. Ahmed Johnson did something really bad. And again, Ron Simmons is a tough guy. Didn't sell it. He was just out for the next 6 weeks. When I come back, he's getting it. And that was it. He got it, and he was never seen ever since.
And then he went to WCW and
Big T.
in Harlem Heat of all places as Big T, and stunk it up over there too. It was all bad.
The
Oh my
creative
God,
team
he's
spent a
ripping
lot
off
of
the
time
fly.
coming up with that name, Big T.
Big T.
But yeah, like, what's he wearing? The thigh pads.
Big fan.
I don't know what that was for, to be honest.
Anyway, JJ, with your Mike Chioda watch it, that is actually Mike Chioda, I think, a very young, fresh-faced Mike Chioda.
Maybe
I'm not going to say
Kyoto.
if it's actually Mike Chioda. That's my
You only point out if it's not Mike Chioda and think it is him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boring otherwise.
Like I said, I was again clipping up some old episodes and we're going. I don't know what episode it was. I want to say from 2-3 weeks ago. Like, wow, Mike Chioda's had the shit beat out of him here tonight. The man who lived for the business. I said that like he's dead. He's still alive. He's working the indies.
What are you talking about? He is not even that old.
He's 54. Wow. Tossed him aside, got a low blow. Yeah, anyway,
How did Mike not see that? He was looking right at it.
He was literally looking straight.
He got picked up. Look at me. Bam.
again, my
What
problems with
a compare framework.
Dynamite, right? The opening match, how Luchasaurus was put through a table and met at DQ. And then the contrived backstage stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is Matt Hardy on my television screen in 2022? Why the
Oh
fuck?
my God.
Why is Matt Hardy? I'm then watching it going.
When
oh my
I woke up and I saw those messages.
I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. Get this cunt off my screen. Part of my language. I'm sorry, George.
Apart from that, though, I didn't think there was anything bad on the show, to be honest.
Fucking.
It just stood out to me. I just thought, why is Matt Hardy on my screen?
Do you know what? Nyla Rose was hilarious and she had tremendous patter. But why is she doing the backstage interview where she gets interrupted and she's not even a champion? She's a pretend champion because she stole the fucking belt. Like, Tony, what's that? Allegedly, how much smack have you taken in the past like 6 months where you think this is worthy of being on TV? Fucking hell.
I thought the Nyla Rose promo was hilarious.
Nyla's hilarious. Her cadence is brilliant, but she's better than doing this.
You're not the TNT champion. I know.
Am I not though? I mean, I've got it here.
know.
Am I not? This is 9th law. Do you want to take it from me? I'm on Jericho JAS. I'm going to kick that AS. Say what? But she was brilliant, yeah. But she, like, no one else can get away with that type of stuff. But what a private party doing, JJ? Like, selling contracts and stuff. I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful what I say. I don't want to get in trouble.
Help.
It's a shame, because I remember back in the early days of Dynamite when it was like, oh, these guys beat the Young Bucks. They could be like, what the Acclaimed are now.
They beat the Bucks in the tournament to crown the first tag champions.
Right? John, I thought that they at that point, they were better than the Acclaimed.
It's Ahmed Johnson hulking up.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I don't even know if the Acclaimed were a thing
I think
at
he's
that point.
hulking up. He just doesn't know what to do.
Scissor me, John.
Oh, there's gonna be some. I'm gonna clip that up. There's gonna be some guys that get off on that. It's unfortunate for.
When I see you guys next month, if we don't do this, just don't even hug me. Just this.
Can you imagine, Lorraine, darling? Can you do me a favor? I'm just gonna scissor this thing. Can you just record it for me? Sorry, what?
You just Okay, cool.
We're gonna go scissor. Yeah.
First, I feel like
Jack Milner, you are a father. You are 34 years old. This is not acceptable behavior.
I feel like
You call me daddy ass?
the wags are going to leave us at some point. They're going to not literally, just like, mentally just check out of the conversation.
Oh,
I can't be around this wrestling shit.
That's such a bad spine buster. He's so bad.
Oh, that was really bad.
I was so bad. Again, when you've been brought up, I've spent 3 years
On the
kind of
double A.
indulging on Arn Anderson. Like, oh, exhausting. So this was Austin's gimmick at the time, right? He just turns up, stunners, and leaves. So Ahmed Johnson's won the match by DQ.
You've gone really quiet, Jack, by the way.
Yeah.
That better?
Much.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shoosh.
So again, I mentioned about the time about the WWF and WCW. At the time, WCW was doing unbelievable business. This is in the build of Starrcade. They were running World War III in 3 weeks' time. I want to say in Vegas, where they always run Halloween Havoc, and they'd already done $306,000 in advance, which is the first time they'd ever broken 300,000.
Big money.
And they hadn't even finished it yet. At the same time, ECW was the Triple Threat was live. Shane Douglas had just lost the world title to Bam Bam Bigelow. Both had been WCW before the year's end. Just a really weird time. I miss this era just because. There you go. Here's Jeff Jarrett. How he's turned from Double J to I'm Jeff Jarrett.
I like this hair on him, to be honest. Kind of nice.
He was.
You know what though? Today, like, I love Karen Jarrett so much.
She's a great heel. She's a great heel.
I love her. Like, she
plays the Karen role, right?
Like, and the thing is, you'd think that she's like from wrestling. Like, she didn't get into wrestling till much later in life.
Kurt was trying to keep her kind of outside the business for a long time, and
now we know why.
You know what though? Like, she's breathtakingly gorgeous. I mean, come on, you have like a hot wife. I mean, obviously, like, I think I watched a Kevin Nash interview. I don't remember which one. It's like,
be careful about the term hot wife. That can mean several things.
Someone that cheated on her first husband.
Do you know what hot wife? Do you know what hot wife means? Or
to you guys, it just didn't mean anything else.
I'll show you.
No, it is.
I'll send you what it means in the Urban Dictionary, and you'll be shocked.
Okay, we'll chat later. No, but I think Kevin Nash said, like, if you want your marriage to survive, keep your wife away from the business. Something like that. But, like, I mean, I think, like, Karen and Jeff are a good pairing where it shows that you can, work with your spouse.
I mean, Kurt may disagree,
just don't. I knew you were.
Mark Mero may disagree. So Mark, I'm fucking your wife. You got a problem with that? No, sir. You go and do what you need to do.
If Brock Lesnar, if you listen to a voicemail and it's Brock Lesnar on your wife's phone and you ring him
more.
up,
Chris Candido, Sonny, Shawn Michaels.
Real bad.
I mean, Sonny's done some shoot interviews where she was like shagging 3-4 guys at a time as well. Hey, I'm all for. I mean, do what you want, but people felt very sorry for Chris.
That was sad, though. I think even she felt badly for him, but like,
there's a lot of people getting Sonny days.
God rest his soul. That was just all bad.
This is so.
Mankind.
This was a weird time.
Like Kane before Kane.
97. So Mick Foley was Dude Love throughout the summer. He came back as Cactus Jack in the 22nd of September episode of Raw from the Garden. He was Dude Love last week. I think in acting terms, right, you would say the man has range.
Yeah.
He can make up three quarters of my Rushmore on his own, if you ask me.
JJ, do you have any aliases? Like, you are John Jacobs. Are you Daddy? Are you Schnookums? Do we have any different personas of John Jacobs?
What are we going for here?
What the hell is going on?
You tell me.
What went through your mind there when you started asking that question?
Schnookums.
I'm thinking, where do I go with this? Well,
Oh
one
my
person might
God.
call me this, and another person might call me this.
Ooh. Just
Ah,
chill.
I
Hold
might
on.
get a better reaction when John's actually on the wine. Alcohol-free beer isn't going to get me the right answer tonight, is it? It's unbelievable, actually, the man that of this physique, given the WWF's framework, got over so well. But he's such a testament to Mick Foley.
He's just like the best on the microphone.
The one
You
thing
watch
that
all
has
those
got
old ECW stuff, you genuinely think he's crazy.
can't do it, yeah.
I always say this,
Not
Mick
just that one,
Mick Foley built the Attitude Era. Like, he made all those guys look so good. Like, who else could have done it? Nobody.
People forget.
Yeah.
So when he came in March, April '96, big feud with Taker lasted till Survivor Series. In the meantime, September, October, November, great series with Shawn Michaels. We watched the In Your House Mind Games pay-per-view where they had a great main event. He then has a series with Triple H that lasts pretty much at the summer. When Stone Cold becomes champion, he does the big 2-3 pay-per-views with Stone Cold. Then has a thing with Undertaker again, Hell in a Cell match '98. He was the go-to guy when someone needed to get over. When The Rock became champion, right? He lost to The Rock in Survivor Series '98 main event, and then Rock Bottom, and then Royal Rumble '99, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. He was the guy who go to. I'm going to look better by beating him, or at the same time, if I lose to him, I'm going to look really tough. Like JJ, you said in a previous episode about by Triple H beating Cactus Jack at the Royal Rumble in 2000, he looks that much more impressive because he just beat Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, as opposed to some other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big part of that
Go ahead.
kind of gets missed these days is I remember when Cactus Jack came out in that 2001 feud as Cactus Jack, and like the fear on Hunter's face, like that really sold it, right? It was like, oh fuck, I've got to beat this guy, I've got to beat the Cactus Jack version. Whereas these days, a lot of like promos and stuff, it's just a case of like shitting on your opponent, you know, and when you minimize them, then when you beat them, like, what have you achieved?
Right.
That ironically enough, JJ, I don't know, you've said that not knowing. On our YouTube channel, I'm mainly wrestling, I've got the video, and it's a SmackDown in January. I want to say January 2000. I want to say January 7th, 2000. That video has got about 400,000 views on our channel, and it's Mankind coming out as Mick Foley, and then he suddenly takes the mask off, takes the shirt off, and went, "I'll see you next Sunday," or whatever. And Triple H goes, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah.
I'd never seen that. I uploaded it last year, and I'd never seen it before then. Yeah, Triple H and Steph are in the ring going, "Oh my god!"
But think about it. Somebody like him, like, it didn't matter if he lost. That is very rare, right?
Kept their heat, brother.
Right. Like, he could win. If he won, okay, great. But like, if he lost in such a way where like you went through hell to beat him anyway. Yeah. So he didn't lose any credibility. And he cut these crazy promos with that stupid mask. Like, whoever can get over in this character, I mean, you can do anything.
Poor Sarge.
Mankind doesn't like people who steal valor. So it's going.
Such a Vince word, that gullet.
The commissioner. It's so funny because, okay, obviously, you know, I love the late 80s, early 90s wrestling. 6 years ago, Sergeant Slaughter was the champion.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no, in WF, right? Yeah.
Yes. Right? Oh, not today. It's just so funny, like, how 6 years ago he was a champion, and then like within that 6 years, now you look at him like as like an old man, and you're like, oh, he's the commissioner, authority figure. He had great segments with DX, if you remember, the windshield and the chin and the spitting.
I mean, that 91 was so weird that he was there as the Iraqi sympathizer, right?
Yeah, that was bad. remember he said he was getting like death threats because, people really thought that he was on that side.
Why wouldn't there? There's no internet then, right? There's no way of working out kayfabe. There's no Wikipedia page you can look into. It's like, no, he's not. He's not actually. Oh, I had this ring. Oh, I have this ring. Look at how bad that Vince action figure is. This is before they moved on to.
At time.
Is it Mattel? Maybe the next one. So.
Yes. No. This was the previous company. Then
they were the little ones because you buy the big ring and you got the 6 little figures with them.
Yep.
I remember getting it for Christmas from Argos. Oh, only
How cool was that?
Only the British people watching this will understand what Argos is.
Sorry, Brit.
Basically, Lisa, you got like a catalog and you could pick things out from a long time in advance.
We have that too. It was the Sears catalog.
Us poor kids, right? I'm picking things out for like literally 6 months ago. I want this and I want this for Christmas and I want this.
Oh yeah, we would get the catalog. You'd circle the toys that you wanted, and you'd leave it where your parents could
leave
see.
it so my grandma might notice.
Yeah, like in hope that you got 1 or 2 or less than it. I think maybe just a handful of toys. And there's there was a lot of us too, so you couldn't really expect to get every single toy you wanted, but the good ones. $50 was a lot of money back then.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
A lot.
Is Argos still a thing, Jack? I don't even know.
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm sure they do. I remember going back to the UK a few years ago. I remember having to buy something kind of last minute from Argos. I can't remember what it was or why. It might be something stupid like headphones. And I used to love this old. Let me track this because I used to love that Raw intro.
What have you done?
I pressed pause. But anyway, I used to love this intro.
The turnover.
I was not happy the fact that Sean Spears was there and on Dynamite acting all happy and nice with Wardlow and FTR.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Really weird. So what you guys just like enemies just 3 months ago? You read about this? Heard about this?
This is tuned out.
We'll see how it pans out. Anyway, so this past week, Nitro did a 4.54 rating. 5.34 million homes are watching pro wrestling on Monday night.
Does anything even get those types of ratings anymore? At all, right?
Nothing.
Good ratings is 1 point something now, right?
Yeah, but viewing habits have changed, right?
Absolutely.
It's just there's no such thing as appointment viewing anymore.
Right.
Right. People I would keep up with WWE recently just by watching the clips on their YouTube. And you can get everything that you need in half an hour. You can keep up with stuff. Or people just record it and watch it another time. DVRs, I think.
JJ, would you like some news and notes from the Observer from the 27th of October, 1997?
Let's hear it.
So on Nitro last week, Bill Goldberg, who got a very noticeable pop, beat a wrestler called Wrath in 20 seconds, and they are trying to make him into the next Ken Shamrock. We will see whether this will actually turn out to bear fruit, but Bill has got a big frame and has got a very extensive American football history into him. So
was never as good as Shamrock.
Wonder what worked out with him. Eric Bischoff held a meeting with all the wrestlers and talks about attending Brian Pillman's funeral. Said he isn't naive enough to think WC doesn't have the similar type of drugs problem. I haven't seen any examples. If any of you have got a problem, we'll treat it like any other injury. We'll give you treatment and you won't be punished. Which is all well and good, but nobody dare come forward. So, Also, Rob Van Dam of ECW fame was also backstage.
Problem.
That segue wasn't intentional. It was backstage at the Orlando taping for Saturday night, and he isn't yet under contract by ECW, but they are trying to keep him. So it is weird how certain things. The Giant is also going to be paired with Rey Mysterio Jr. as a tag team, being a big little man combination. So
Both still active today.
They love.
look at the
Oh, yeah.
longevity there, right? Rey Mysterio
Right.
currently one of the
And
biggest
RVD.
baby faces in the business.
Of all time.
JJ, I've not
think-
been watching. So go on, Les.
No, I was just gonna say, I think I saw a post the other day of 4 people who have never gone heel and Rey
On our
Mysterio.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah. And
Who was it?
And I'm just
Cena,
like-
Rey Mysterio.
It was. Well, I mean,
Rey Mysterio.
the terminology was wrong. The people who haven't world champions caliber athletes who haven't turned heel whilst in the WWE: Ultimate Warrior,
Rey
Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, and
Yep.
John Cena.
no, that's what was. It was not John Cena. It was my phone.
How was he not there? John-
Because John Cena did turn heel in 2003.
Yeah, but not whilst champion.
No, it wasn't whilst champion. It was like this is like main event caliber guys.
Oh, but he was a popular heel back then.
But it's not about popularity. It's about people of a certain stature never turning heel.
Okay,
I'm pretty
who's
sure John
before-
Cena was on that post.
So the last
Right.
guy was Ultimate Warrior, Rob Van Dam, Rey Mysterio, and Jeff Hardy. They have never turned heel in WWE.
I
I
saw
think
that post on our Instagram. John Cena was there. Are you saying you can't see him?
I think it's funny that Jeff Hardy's there too, because like when you really think about it, like Jeff Hardy's had a lot of years in WWE.
The man has tenure.
Yeah. I wonder how he's doing. Jeff, I hope you're doing well.
I hope you're doing very
Cool.
well, Jeff.
What were you
Not
gonna
not
say,
as well
Jack?
as
You were
not as well
saying-
as Brett, but I hope you're doing well.
You said you hadn't been watching recently. You're going to ask something. I assume about Rey Mysterio or the Big Show.
Yes. So I listen to the Raw review still every week on What Culture Wrestling.
Mm.
Oh, I love that. The way that Brett snaps that leg. Oh my god.
Wow.
How explain to me Dominic Mysterio, because I watched a bit when we were in Malaga, right? And so the boy is won on Monday. So but
I don't want to.
premature happy birthday to young George. And I was trying to do anything for a distraction away from reality, right? I was watching bits and pieces, and I thought Dominic Mysterio was one of the worst professional wrestlers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, yes. And I
And
remember
is he
you saying-
now apparently like a massive heel?
Well, he's
No,
a
and I
massive heel,
remember
but
you
he's still
saying-
a terrible wrestler.
Is
He
it
did
kind of
fix
like
it, he
tongue in
gave-
cheek?
No.
Okay, but Jack,
Okay.
you made a great point, and I remember you saying, "Okay, cool. People are calling for him to split up with his dad. For what? And then what?
And then what? Yeah.
Here we are. We've arrived at the then what. It's scary out there.
But it's
You see-
good that they put him with some people who can maybe bring out something, because if this was just him on his own, it would have been really fucking boring.
But I mean, Jojo,
Like-
what's his character? What's he do? Who is he?
He likes goth girls.
Do we all?
He's a sub.
Excuse me, alternative.
Does he like Mammy or does he like Pappy?
Yeah,
He-
that's
he
really
gets what he
weird.
gets.
Guys, it's
Whatever he
really
wants to get.
weird. Cringy.
He gave
That
us
reel has got
619.
2,000 likes on our Instagram, but more than like double our followers.
He gave
If
us
he wants
619
Mammy, he
to-
gets Mammy. If he wants Pappy, he
Oh.
gets Pappy.
He gave 619 to his dad on Monday night, and it was the slowest. It was like watching a 619 in slow motion. It
Oh
was
my
painful.
god.
But then also afterwards, when Finn Balor was like doing a promo, he said that he went, I 619'd my dad, and I was like, that's awfully close to something else.
69, my dad. Yeah. Was he trying to say that he's 69 Rhea? Is Rhea the
No,
dad in that situation? I don't understand.
No, I just think he didn't think about it.
Okay.
You know, you would say I gave him a 619, not a 619
Yeah,
to my dad, right? It just,
Or you try to make it like, if you are going to be the sub in that role, I got 619 by daddy, or I'd be clever with it, but
I don't think it was I don't think he's that smart.
Oh.
And it's fun,
I'm
like
sorry.
it's so weird how they paint him. Like well, at least not Corey, but the other commentators. So before it was Michael Cole, now it's what's his
Kevin Patrick.
Kevin
Kevin Patrick.
Um,
Fucking hate the Irish accent, by the way.
Anyway, they're just like, oh, they always call him this kid. I'm like,
He's 27.
I think he's older than Rhea, right? Like older than MJF. Like, what's going on here?
By the way, MJF this past week, oh my god, he's so good. He's so good. So good.
It's so painful.
Daddy's gonna have to call a timeout. Okay?
Yeah,
Just
that was weird. I'm
No, it
sorry,
wasn't
that was
weird.
weird too. That was weird too. When he was talking to Stokely and he's referring to himself as daddy, like, I don't know. When you're a grown man and you're talking to another grown man and you're referring to yourself as daddy, I'm sorry. That's
Have you not
weird
seen
to
it?
me.
Have you not seen the conversation in John and I? I mean, just
I appreciated the get your Carlton Banks looking ass out of here.
Daddy's talking now, John. Daddy's talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Daddy.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
mean, I get what he's kind of do. Oh, love that side suplex. Beautiful. Because I think they were back in MLW together in a stable, whatever. I get it, but I mean, they made a great point on Cedric, right? So you can't do the interrupting promos all the time and then make fun of it on your own promo. It's just trying. It's like putting it under a spotlight, going, yeah, all these other knobheads here do that, but I don't. But you're all still in the same company. So what are you doing?
Yeah, but he famously doesn't like the company and is only there for the money. So,
Allegedly.
well,
Allegedly.
Oh, what's that
Kayfabe.
ref? What's that ref bump? Oh,
Come on.
and why would Brett tap out straight away? He wouldn't tap out straight away.
He would never tap
Why
out.
are they
he's got an injured ankle. Of course he would.
They're making the
Brett.
Heart Foundation look so weak and DX look great. Oh,
Brett wouldn't tap out. Brett's from the dungeon. Come on.
hey, Chris Jericho, the last survivor of Stu Hart's dungeon, apparently, which is nonsense.
Is he? Is he?
Actually,
No, I'm so sick of Chris Jericho this past
I
few
was going
weeks.
to say, is he? Because I think that we know some
Too
people
much.
that are-
JJ, he's
Jericho,
become the star of the show. The man's
career.
52. Fuck off now.
Come on, be reasonable. He's putting on phenomenal matches. You can't. I mean,
Is he putting over young talent? Oh,
I don't.
what's he there to
Those
do?
great matches.
Oh,
He's
super
there to
kick.
Wrestle.
Sean has lost his shirt since we last saw him, and he's got the
But, you know,
the suit.
This wasn't actually planned. You know, Sean just came out and started doing it.
I swear,
It's not part of the show.
Brett there and then should just beat the shit out of him.
Ken is just like, "What are you doing?" You know, and then he
You've cost
and
me
then he
this
actually
title match, dickhead.
starts potatoing him.
The snap on that German suplex. That no, it's not a German suplex. Belly to belly. Sorry. Oh my God, Ken snapped. Ding 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 ding.
I remember he used to snap. Unsteady.
Here's Pat Patterson.
Oh, can't do that, Ken.
Jack Jones. Tony Gurria's back. Tony Gurria's been out for the third time in like the past half hour.
I love Tony Gurria.
He's done more runnings than an angry girlfriend. Yeah.
Love how he
It's
just barks at Jack Doan and he Jack Doan is
It's Jack Doan, yeah.
Like, fucking hell.
Bulldog, Ann Villeray, Triple H.
R.I.P. Amber.
What about Bulldog?
All of them.
Didn't see him. My bad.
What about Pat Patterson? You
Brett
better
is
rest
the
his ass
last
in
one.
peace.
I can't list everyone, can I?
You
Isn't
can.
it crazy? Look at in this
R.I.P.
ring, Pat
China.
Patterson's passed away. China's passed away.
There's Tim White,
Anvil,
Anvil, Bulldog.
Bulldog,
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude. Oh my God.
How's Tim White doing? Still nothing
I think
about?
Tim's like, and Jerry Briscoe's still alive.
Jerry's still going.
Unfortunately, Triple H and Sean are still there.
Whoa, you
so.
can't say that.
Don't, Jack.
Can't say
I
that.
didn't
Yeah.
mean that. I didn't mean that. I don't
Yeah,
want them dead.
Don't
I,
do that. Stop it.
I didn't mean that.
Stop it. Oh, you guys, no, Tim White passed away this year. He just passed away a few months ago.
There you go. Like I knew. I didn't know.
So sad.
But R.I.P. to me.
I know. He's from my area,
He-
New England.
Cape Verde.
Yes, he's from Cape Verde. Yeah.
I thought he had that look
Sending
about him.
Sunny Clow, actually, my island too.
Yo, Timmy Wagwan.
He's got that glow.
I don't know why
hasn't he?
Jamaican now. Yeah.
You stupid.
I
Got
just
that glow.
again, it's Sean attacking Brett. It makes Brett look so bad. This is so 3 weeks ago. This is when Brett came out in the. Sean came out in the biker shorts with the sock stuff down, and was doing that to JR. And he,
The hoochie daddy shorts.
hoochie daddy. I was gonna say hoochie mama shorts, but yeah. And ever since that, Vince went, "That's what we need, attitudinal. He's shown attitude." And ever since that, 3 weeks ago, there was a shift in company policy.
I always love how Brett's hair gets all curly and crazy when he's like, you see it?
It'd be like Monica on Friends, right? When she goes to the Caribbean. The only one to be 5 times world champion. And yeah, he gets so frizzy. Right? Look at Paul Bearer's face, man. Look at
Phenomenal.
that.
Like when you're on a Zoom
Oh,
call and
yeah.
you're in your mid-sentence.
Oh god, now they're playing the replay.
Is he calling? Did Jeff Jarrett call them fake wrestlers?
No, great wrestlers. I think he said all their great wrestlers are in their 40s. I do remember like watching stuff back and like on commentary even maybe a little bit after this time. I think it was Jerry the King Lawler, and he was like, yeah, taking the piss out of the fact they had Hogan and Flair, and you know the only people that they had all the old guys, and we've got all the young guns. And now you look at WWE and
Brock's
like,
45 and Roman's like 38, and who else is there? Bobby Lashley's
And
like
then-
45, AJ's 46.
yeah, when they need a big pop, yeah, they bring out Goldberg or Cena or
They roll them out.
Yeah.
I know.
But I think Brett's 40 here and he's the face of the company.
Yes, he was 40.
but he was on his way out. So
I think it's crazy that if you watch like all his like documentaries and stuff where you see that, you know, he had signed that deal with Vince and then Vince rescinded and he had to, what is happening? Oh my God.
I think so this is the new Blackjacks. So that's Bradshaw with Barry Windham, if I'm not mistaken, right? Barry Windham's dad was Blackjack Mulligan. So this is the debut of the New Age Outlaws.
is it? Wow.
What the hell is Billy wearing? Also, like,
The Road Dogg and the BA Billy Gunn.
New Blackjack.
Show you what happened against the Headbangers last week. All right, look at that. Boombox is shattered. Well, that boombox. Oh,
Jesus.
watch the impact one more time here. Boom, right there.
Jesus
Boombox,
Lord.
no doubt about it. Thrash and Moss had the match won, and then, of course, Thrash and
So I think it was. I think they actually said on Shotgun Saturday Night, like the week before, Billy Gunn left. He was Rockabilly, and he was
Rockabilly.
the
Yeah,
honky
back.
tonk man.
Real
And
bad.
yeah. And then this suddenly turned up out of nowhere, and it's unbelievable, right? How the rest is history.
Yeah.
I think that can't be Barry Windham. I'm sure that's like the old Blackjack Mulligan, like,
Yeah, I think
It is.
it.
with Bradshaw.
It is the new Blackjacks, and you have this was before JJ. You'll enjoy this. This was before Road Dogg had his. Well, he didn't get the hair yet.
You do get that.
The dreads, the corns, what are they called?
Yeah, he looks weird.
At this time as well, WWF is like trying to do everything to compete with WCW, right? So they're bringing back the light heavyweight title to try and combat with the cruiserweights, and they held a press conference the week of to show that they've signed Taka Michinoku, if you remember him, to a $1 million deal over 3 years.
If you remember him.
Don't
But-
know
but-
what they did with
Well,
that.
so in 97, 98, they built the light heavyweight division around Taka because he owned and ran Michinoku Pro Wrestling, and he won a tournament to become the first light heavyweight champion, and then nothing happened. That was it.
I'm
And
glad
then
that,
he ended up feuding
And
with.
no,
He ended up.
something did happen.
Well, he ended up
Something
feuding with
wrong.
Kai and Tai in early '98, and then became
He had a big
part of
feud
them.
with Val Venus.
Choppy Choppy, your
Your
peepee, yeah,
pee-pee.
the precursor to the scissoring. Scissor me, daddy. Chop it off.
I quite appreciate Road Dogg's Justin Timberlake hair here. I'm a fan.
Do you?
What does Justin Timberlake hair mean for those who don't know Justin Timberlake, John?
Everyone knows Justin Timberlake.
Not everyone. This
But
is
when
wrestling
Timberlake was
fans.
in
They're all
NSYNC,
nerds.
like, he just had like
What is wrong with
sort of
you,
dirty
Jack?
blonde-
Who,
You think,
me?
tight curls, no?
Jack, what's the matter with you?
In general, or
Who doesn't know who Justin Timberlake is?
well, you're not my counselor. I can't tell you what's wrong with me. I don't pay you $120 an hour. Fucking hell. You leave Dr. Karen Surridge out of this.
Wait,
Love you, Karen. I'll see you next
does
Wednesday, darling.
does the NHS cover this?
They do not, unfortunately. It
Really?
was on
We don't
private.
live in
It
the
was on
UK, so-
it was on private medical health care. You've not got to pay for that stuff yourself.
I need to have a chat with Charles. Let's get that taken care of.
Charles is my boss. Charles hasn't been my boss for 5 years. He's just like a mentor in life.
Who are you talking about, Charles? I'm talking about the king.
Oh, right, I thought you meant. I thought you meant Charlie McCann.
Charlie.
Because we've talked about you meeting Charlie when you're over here, right?
These
My
are
dog.
the most,
Charlie
the
is
most
kind of like the royal
niche
consort of
references.
Gibraltar. So
These are the most niche references.
yeah, you will love Charlie, by the way, when you meet him.
Charlie.
So Charles is going to meet Dan Dawson tomorrow at World Wrestle for Food. Go on, Hulk.
I'll be
Another
back
bad
in 1
movie.
minute.
Go on, Vince. So yeah, when you come to Jib, you'll meet Charlie and you'll realize he is the man who makes everything happen.
Charlie.
I think me and JJ are struggling. Like when you get to Friday evening, right, with kids, it's a long week.
Dead.
It's a long week.
Dead. I'm going tomorrow. From tomorrow, I'm gonna be in
Boston.
And I'm like, obviously, like, I love my niece and my nephew, but like what's going on
After a
with my hair?
tiring week, it's like, ugh.
No, but like just in the middle of the workday, like my niece will come into like the office where I'm working and like she'll just raise hell. I'm like, get out.
Not now, honey. Not now.
Well, it's funny because like she likes to come in and like sometimes when I have time, like I'll like bring her into a meeting. I'll have her say hi to my friends because they know who she is. But like she wants to do it all the time now, and it's like, okay, Mila, not right now.
You've
Not right
set
now.
the bar now. Now she
Yeah.
expects that.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
Like not right now, not all the time.
Yeah. We're at the age now where so George is again one next week.
Mhm.
Just today, not really, but still. But people love to interact with him and stuff. But when you've actually got stuff to do, it's impossible to, yeah, it's nice, play with him, stuff. I've actually got work to do now, so we just
Can't.
tone that down. I had to clean around here today, going, I just want to play with him. First of all, ma'am, you're here to clean. Second of all, again, Lissy's voice, ma'am, you are a cleaner, not an entertainer. Second of all, I've got to get into nursery, so.
Yeah, gotta go. See ya.
And then takes it, oh, fine, don't worry. She's actually a Scouse girl. She's in Liverpool. Oh, fine, don't worry about it.
Liverpool.
Again, in the Wrestling Observer this week, Dave Meltzer, the Kane gimmick is going to get over huge. I can see it being a big draw for years to come. Wasn't wrong. Look at him, dressed like Charlie Sheen. Come on, JJ.
Oh,
Not Charlie Sheen.
no, for real. That one hit me.
And frick.
Fun, darling.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, I thought you were away.
Do you guys remember when Charlie Sheen like was off his rocker and like
Tiger Blood.
winner, winner, chicken dinner, all that weird shit? Remember he came out like yielding a sword off of some building one day? Like, what was he on?
Do you remember when they called him on Skype in the middle of WWE Raw?
I do not.
Oh my god!
Was this bad?
This sounds familiar.
Oh
Jog my
my
memory.
God.
Who called him?
Was this the
he was
guest
seated
host
by
era?
Cole and the King, I think.
Oh my god, the guest host era was the best.
It
Do you
was the
remember when
fucking
Bob Barker
worst.
was on? I
It
don't know
was
if you were watching
during-
at that time.
It was during Raw 1000, yeah, and he was talking to King and
Oh.
Michael Cole.
What a time.
Yeah.
I just
I just remember
Yeah.
thinking that just I watched
sure it'll be on
I
the
watched a
main
few of the
wrestling
guest
YouTube
host stuff
channel.
at the time. I remember thinking this is so bad. What am I
It
doing with my life?
great. It was hilarious. So my favorite was Bob Barker was on there. And if you remember, Chris Jericho was a panelist. Do you guys have the prices right?
We have
Yeah, but we have a different guy, yeah. I think we've spoke about this.
Oh, we have
Bruce Forsyth's price is right. Yeah.
If you were a kid and you stayed home from school because you were sick at 11 a.m., Price is Right played on CBS.
I think we have
And-
bargain hunt, JJ.
It was literally the best show ever. Ginger ale, chicken soup, The Price is Right. You were ready to go to school the next
I
day.
can't wait when Lissy finds out who David Dickinson is.
Who's David Dickinson? You guys have to put me on. You know, like I'm only
He's got the
like I'm
same. He's got the
British.
same tan schedule as Taz.
I hate you. I'm British from like 2017 on. So you
You're
know.
modern day Brit, right? You're from the Elizabethan. It's second. Oh, this is where they turn it Wayne signs, right?
Is it me or did they have Grumpy Cat as a guest host once?
I think they did. They were doing too much.
They're really
Jesus.
plugging these figures.
This was around the same time. Do you remember they had the mystery GM that would like be on the laptop?
I've got a message from the GM right now.
Yeah, Michael Cole would get on there. What a time.
I'm just looking about how bad these figures were.
We've gone
Okay,
through
we're
some
back
shit.
backstage with the assholes. What were
Triple
the
H
shit they were
flexing
saying
those
now?
titties.
Shut up.
Look at him.
Man, yes.
Man, yes. How did you love? And I know you're a Shawn Michaels fan. How do you love Shawn Michaels around this time still? He's everything that is annoying about everything.
I'm not okay.
He was 8. Okay, it's all right.
You know what though? China can give me that outfit, except for the belt. I will wear that.
How dare you?
How dare you? Oh my god, that was real bad. Look at those old ladies. Oh my god.
Definitely saw some butthole there.
Cracking me up. Brilliant. They are funny guys.
Do you see what I did there?
I'm glad we
They
didn't track that.
See what I did?
It's not something anyone needs to see. Stop, Jack.
Wow. Sable's looks.
Lissy's still laughing. Like, she's been laughing for like a full 3 minutes.
It started with titties, and then it was just.
What? He was doing that. I can't. Obviously, I've got a shirt on. I can't. He was doing the.
I love that if you had your shirt off, you could do that, but you can't show us because you do have your shirt on.
I could make him dance if I needed to.
I
What
need
needs
to
to
take my
say?
inhaler. Hold on.
JJ, I don't miss chest day. What do you think you're dealing with? It's my legs that are broken, not my top half.
How is the leg?
I should be resting right and on crutches, and realistically, I can't be doing that. I'm taking him to nursery every day, and
Dear God. That 7-year-old having fun that says, Sable, please wait till I grow up.
Oh my god.
What is he
Oh
asking
my
her to
God.
wait for?
Oh my God.
Gonna have all the sex, Brian. All
Oh.
the penetrative sex. Flash
There's
Funk. Because
two black men.
Flash
Two black men
US.
wrestling each other.
Mac Miro's not black. Stop it.
It's a throwback to last week when she told us all the
Look, if
wrestlers
he was
all
black, he wouldn't be going
week.
anywhere near Brock Lesnar, right? Because once you go Brock, you never go. But yeah, Two Gold Scorpio was. I'll quickly move on from there. Two Gold Scorpio was so over in ECW. And then they just turned him into Flash Funk and brought him out some really weird girl. Oh, Flash, you are so funky. Flash. Sorry, what? Yes, I can't dance like that. I'm very white. I'm aware.
I just don't try.
Yes, I know. But that's why you play the straight man very well, darling. You are like Craig Revel Horwood off Strictly.
That's not nice.
Pretend,
Minutes have I been laughing?
don't pretend like you don't watch Strictly.
Oh my God.
Me?
Yes, you watch Strictly every Saturday. Don't give me that.
I've literally never watched an episode.
Bollocks. You have that look.
What look?
Oh my God.
I can be Anton de Beck. Not the TKO.
Obviously, I know who Craig Revel Horwood is.
Well, darling, it was a little underwhelming for me.
Okay.
Craig Wilverhelm was brilliant. He was very constructive criticism. Oh!
Oh my God. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back.
Welcome.
We've got three
Thank
different,
you.
oh my God, sound bites from this. It's 1, night 15, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9.
Jack, you need to build a soundboard with this stuff.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, what are the sounds to use, though? We don't have a big...
Listy catchphrases.
Oh my
I remember
God.
trying to use the term period a few weeks ago, and she didn't get what I was on about. So it's sorry,
Yeah, if you record her
period,
doing it,
period,
and then play that.
T,
Thank you.
period.
Can you stop saying period?
Yeah, thanks.
We're not getting down with the kids.
We call it the blob.
Oh my God.
Oh, blob.
This was before.
Have you seen the Chris Jericho story about Vince McMahon about that?
No.
What's wrong with you? You're not on the rag, are you? Sorry, what?
What?
When Jericho was arguing with Vince about something before WrestleMania 2002, saying like, "This is going to fail so badly because you've put me with Steph against Triple H and nobody cares." Oh, calm down, pal. What's wrong with you? You're not on the rag, are you? On the rag? You know, time of the month.
He didn't know what the rag meant.
Really? No, it was Jericho saying to Vince, like, "Why are you talking like this when it's 2002, Vince?"
You could still say that.
Would you use that in the workplace?
I mean, it's definitely not HR appropriate.
Not in your environment.
Definitely
in the
not
corporate
in my
world.
No,
Maybe
not in corporate America.
not at Coastal Championship Wrestling. That's what I'm talking
But
about.
Lacey wouldn't, sleep with. Oh, I mean, allegedly. I mean, actually, I don't know what you did at work. Maybe you do.
She do what?
What?
Lacey also wouldn't sleep with subordinates and sign them onto high money contracts.
Subordinates. Who's she in charge of? Is she the general manager of Coastal Championship Wrestling? Is she the authority figure?
No, I think you're talking about in my real job.
Well,
yeah, I know, but then I segued, so we didn't mention your real job. You shouted at me when we mentioned your government name before, so I didn't want to mention your government job.
It's not a government
Not
job.
government job. Yeah, I know. Ain't I great?
I mean, it's got good initials.
I love that belt so much. The Intercontinental belt.
That's what Cody brought back. Cody's going to save us all.
Corey, my dad refuses. He doesn't know that his name is Cody. He calls him Corey.
Corey Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Corey Rhodes. First of all, he solved racism in wrestling, and now he's going to solve the man is a legend.
First of all, I don't know about that first part, but okay.
I mean, ask Anthony Ogogo, right?
So if you remember, do you remember when
JWF.
Cody was Stardust?
I don't. 'Cause I wasn't watching around then.
Yeah, I remember.
I wasn't watching from 2007 to 2019.
There was like a segment. Him and Goldust were a tag team. Goldust
That was
and
what
Stardust.
Dusty called himself, right? In the 80s, Stardust.
Okay, so the two of them were a tag team, Goldust and Stardust. So Cody
Right.
used to paint his face purple and with like a star on it, and he was Stardust.
Right.
So for that time, they were tag teaming, yeah, all that good stuff. And there was like a point where like he was going crazy. I don't remember what his problem was, but like he was going crazy backstage, and like Goldust was trying to snap him out of it. And he's just like going on, like he's like going crazy, and he's like, Cody! And then he's like, don't ever call me Cody again. Because he used to like hiss at people. So my dad says it all the time. He'll be like, don't ever called me Corey again.
Called me. you poor old man, right? And he's broken English. Don't ever called me the Corey. Poor Peter, right? Shout out to the big Peter Almeida. Oh,
Don't ever
I'm so happy I didn't
me
call him Peter Maivia. Fucking hell,
Corey.
call that 4 or 5 times.
again. So
This is
that's why, like,
the
we used to
start
each
of the
other- we used
JR
to-
sit down interviews, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I have to
First
get
one.
a guy over in 10 minutes, just stick him in an armchair with JR.
You know what? It really hasn't been working lately because I know he did it with Serena Deeb and nothing came of it.
Well, they've got Renee for that now. Apparently, she's going to have a sit down with Daniel and
Danielson.
Yuda next week.
Not Daniel.
Danielson and Yuda.
Thank you.
It's so funny. I'll never forget, like, I think it was like a couple months ago, and he was talking about himself. He's like, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
You don't even know your name. It's okay.
It was so
He's
weird. I
gonna be
mean, I kept thinking like JR was going to pop up on Dynamite on Wednesday, and then when he didn't, it was just a bit shit. But by the way, Regal is phenomenal on commentary. Just make him a permanent addition.
Right.
When he's like, I think when it was Yuta Takamishinoku, what a guy. When it was Yuta versus MJF the week before, and Yuta would do it like a good hold or like a strike on MJF, good lad. That's exactly what we taught him. That's exactly what we went through last week. Like that's how you would talk if you would do like a coach or a mentor, and you were training someone to with some, try and beat someone. Good lad, yeah. I mean, it's just a very north of England thing, but
How do you guys feel about Wheeler Yuta now?
I don't care about him. He's a good wrestler, but he's still the lackey of the Blackpool Combat Club.
I was going to say, like, not about
JJ's
Yuta.
less forgiving. JJ's more forgiving than me. I'm a bit more.
No, I was going to ask.
JJ's
like,
tough.
I was going to ask, what's happening with with Bryan Danielson? I mean, I know we all love him, but it's kind of not really
Jobbing him out every fucking week. He's the best wrestler in the world, JJ.
since the start of the year. I feel like they're missing out on a lot with him. Bryan Danielson,
Jobbing him out every week.
he's just like lost to Jericho like what 3 times in a row now.
And he lost to Moxley in the finals of the world title.
Yeah.
But he's having good matches.
Don't roll
They're
your eyes on this
jobbing him
podcast,
out.
Lizzie
He's always-
Almeida. This is mainly
he's-
wrestling. This ain't CCW, buddy.
Hold on, he's always going to have good matches. I feel like since the Blackpool Combat Club, he's not really achieved anything. Like
Yeah, that's
that
true.
feud with
He
him
doesn't
and
need to be
Moxley,
there.
the feud with him and Moxley originally was like really, really good. But then since then, and like he kicked off the year with that phenomenal couple of matches against Hangman.
Hold on. Speaking of racism, it's happening right the fuck
I was going to
now.
say, Lizzie, can you describe is this what when you mentioned Cholo, is that the right term? Is this Cholo?
That actually is for Mexican Americans.
Oh.
These are Puerto Rican. This is a Puerto Rican stable, as they're
be
hailing the
careful.
Puerto Rican flag.
Be careful what you say, Jack. Be careful.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah.
But they also dress similarly.
Okay, so what's the style?
I don't know.
Is this the
Why
main
is
event?
Tony Chimel wearing a tux?
He's the ring announcer.
Okay. Are you wearing a ball gown next weekend for?
You know what? Listen, I need to start wearing more clothes.
This match is scheduled for 1 fall, and I am looking Fabulous. Making her way to the ring from.
I'm gonna start wearing more clothes to work. I
You know,
actually,
she's gonna start wearing more clothes to work.
so our show, so I did a show a couple weeks ago in Port
Lucy.
St. Lucie. What? I know, I'm not gonna do
People,
that.
people are gonna enjoy that. Yeah.
We know what sells around here. No, it's funny because like it's more of like it's a little bit more of a family atmosphere up there. It's like a more like it's not Miami. It's a different town. So I wore
Look at her playing the different towns in the territory. Oh my
yeah,
god!
I wore like a long pantsuit and I felt so weird because I'm like, I'm usually up here in like a two-piece, like a ring girl. Like I'm just missing the card to hold up like what round it is.
You're making your way through the territory, right? You know what towns to dress according to. This is
I
like back in
know.
the 80s. We're only gonna get colour in like these three towns because they're the only place that draw.
Yeah, you know what to do. Oh my
Working
God,
out.
LOD.
It's so weird seeing them like this.
In there on screen for like a minute.
So my older sister and I, she's 6 years older, so she has like a lot more 80s memories than I do. Yesterday she was saying, she's like, Lisi, anytime anybody like yawns or makes any type of like type of sound in front of me, I just say, what a rush.
What a
And
rush.
I'm like, Liz, how do you remember that? She's like, do you think they were doing coke? What were they doing? Like, what was the rush from? And I was like, oh, what drugs were they doing back then, Jack? Can you give us some insight, please?
I think
Definitely speed.
a lot of cocaine.
A lot of coke.
I
Do you think
think
speed because it was the 80s?
Hawk was on a lot of smack. A lot of smack.
Mm.
And this is why he left. If you go back to SummerSlam 92, right? The
best SummerSlam ever.
I can't remember who the Legion of Doom faced.
Sorry, continue.
Who did the LOD face in SummerSlam?
Was
92?
it Money Inc.?
I think it's Money Inc. Yeah, and Hawk was like, Hawk was out of it. He was absolutely gone.
Yeah.
And they had the match, and then he was pretty much fired straight after the match.
Yeah.
And yeah, which is weird because in the 80s when they drew so much money. Again, they become Georgia Championship, Georgia Tag Team Champions in 83, AWA Tag Team Champions in 84, 85, and then they made a lot of money in JCP and Jim Crockett Promotions in 86, 87, 88. And then got big contracts when Ted Turner bought the company out in 89. But
The thing is,
but
it's
then
like a safety issue. Like you can't wrestle like that. You'll hurt someone.
It's so weird seeing Billy Gunn looking quite young. Is that the right? I don't even know how young.
Billy looks young today. What are you
But
talking
that's what I mean. He doesn't like he's necessarily aged a lot in 25 years, but he just looks more fresh faced.
Yeah, he has like a little baby face here.
Yes, that's yeah. These two yahoos. Again, Vince dropping the word attitude.
It's actually funny because like they weren't with DX yet, but they were giving DX vibes. Like that's something that like you would see Hunter and Sean doing, like putting on their padding and stuff like that.
Well, because
how
again,
far away from them from joining DX are we?
Not far.
So they joined DX the night after WrestleMania 14, which is March 29th, 98.
6 months.
But yeah, this is October. But
5
I mean,
months.
if in the prelude to WrestleMania 14, so the Outlaws would have a program with Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. Triple H would have a thing with Owen Hart for the European title, and obviously Shawn and Stone Cold. And all 8 of them were supposed to come back for an 8-man tag in the February pay-per-view in 98. So it was kind of hinted that they were kind of friends, accomplices. Wow, that was a really tame ending.
What a main event.
Wow.
That's not it, is it?
That's it. That was your main event.
That's not it.
What do you
Barukas
mean?
with the LOD in the main event. Really?
Oh my God, it is. We didn't even know.
I said earlier, is this the main event when
I
Barritas
know.
were coming out? I didn't realize it was the
I
LOD.
didn't think it was though.
But it's quite funny because on the other channel you've got you've got Ric Flair in the main event, right? Versus
And they're really trying to plug Taka Michinoku.
who is it? Who's in the main event on Nitro right now?
It spent
I
$1
mean,
million
not right
on
now.
him.
It It was Ric Flair versus someone.
Kurt Hennig,
No,
Scott Hall.
no.
I tell you the thing with Ahmed, right? The nose
I can't remember his
strips.
name. He's got the elbow drop.
Dusty
Randy
Rhodes.
Savage. Randy Savage.
Elbow drop. All right, not bionic elbow.
Oh my God, this is
Hey,
terrible.
this is the main event.
I think the word is anticlimax, right?
Once you're in there, you score. So you just scored on me. So now it's my turn to score on you. So Monday night, look out, cause I'm coming to get you!
All right.
What
Uh,
the hell?
That was a show.
we were going to watch Nitro, but someone wanted to watch Raw.
I just didn't want to watch 2.5 hours of wrestling at 11 o'clock on a Friday night.
What else we going to do, JJ? Gonna have an early night.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got to be up in 6 hours.
Thanks, John. Thank you.
It is.
Thank you. Oh, it's 7.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
is
you.
that
You, John.
is that part of the deal? If the wife goes out, right? You've got to look after because she's going to be hungover in the morning, right?
Yeah, I take them to the morning.
Just a gem.
Big treasure hunt around Ocean Village.
Really?
Yeah, Spider-Man's going to be there. Big day.
How do I sign up for this?
There was an email, but there's supposed to be.
I didn't get the email.
No,
I didn't get the email.
I'll tell you
There was an
later.
email.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Tell me later too.
Tell me
Call
later.
me.
It's 1:05, John. We're going to bed.
Well, once we stop recording, I will tell you.
Right. I need to hear more about Spider-Man. Anyway, that was Monday Night Raw from the 27th
27th of October,
of October 1997.
Don't even know.
We will do better next time, I promise.
No, we won't.
We won't know, but I mean, 7 people watch it, so this is for our own amusement. So, thanks from John, thanks from Lissy, and thanks from me. From me to you to them. Ta-ra! Stay safe. Speak to you soon.